Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you speak better English, think faster, and feel more confident every day. I'm your host, Brain.
And I'm your co-host, Anna. We're so happy you're here with us today. You know, Brain, I've been looking forward to this episode because it's one of the first skills everyone needs when learning a language.
Exactly. Today, we're talking about how to introduce yourself something simple, but also very powerful. Think about it. The way you introduce yourself can decide how people remember you or even whether they remember you at all.
Right. A good self-introduction is like your hello handshake in words. It can make you sound friendly, confident, and interesting even if you're meeting someone for just a few seconds.
So, in the next 33 minutes, we're going to walk you through how to make a basic self-introduction, how to make it more personal and memorable, the difference between formal and informal introductions, and some common mistakes you should avoid.
Plus, we'll share some personal tips, a little challenge for you to try at home, and a motivational message to help you feel more confident.
So, if you've ever felt awkward when introducing yourself in English, or if you've wondered, am I saying this the right way? This episode is for you.
All right, let's dive in and start with why self-introductions are so important.
Before we jump into the how, let's talk about why introducing yourself matters so much. Think about it. Your self-introduction is usually the first thing someone hears from you. And first impressions, well, they stick.
Yes, people often make a judgment about you in just a few seconds based on your words, your tone, even your body language. And when you're speaking English as a second language, this moment can feel even more stressful.
Exactly. You might worry about your pronunciation or whether you're using the right words, but here's the good news. Self-introductions don't need to be complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better.
And it's not just about language either. A self-introduction can open doors. Think about meeting a new classmate, starting a new job, or even just chatting with someone at a coffee shop. The way you introduce yourself can decide if the conversation continues or stops right there.
I'll give you a personal example. Years ago, I met someone at a language exchange event. I said, "Hi, I'm Brain. I love learning languages and making new friends." Simple, right? But because I added that little personal detail, we started talking about travel, and we've been friends ever since.
That's a great example, and I had the opposite happen once. I was at a conference, and someone introduced themselves so quickly and quietly that I couldn't even catch their name. I felt too awkward to ask them to repeat it, and, well, that was the end of that conversation.
See? A clear, confident introduction can make all the difference.
And it's more than just meeting people. A good self-introduction shows respect. It tells the other person, I value this conversation, and I want you to know who I am.
Exactly. And for English learners, practicing your self-introduction is like having a key in your pocket. Wherever you go, you're ready to unlock new opportunities.
Well said. So now that we know why it matters, let's move on to the basic structure of a self-introduction: your name, where you're from, and what you do.
All right, let's start with the simplest and most universal structure for introducing yourself in English. I like to call it the three-step formula. 1. Your name. 2. Where you're from. 3. What you do.
Yes, and this works almost anywhere: meeting a classmate, starting a new job, joining an online meeting, even making a new friend at a cafe.
Let's break it down. First, your name. Sounds obvious, but here's the thing: say it slowly and clearly, especially if it's a name people in English-speaking countries might not hear often.
Exactly. And if your name is difficult for others to pronounce, you can help them by giving a hint. For example, "Hi, I'm Anna. It rhymes with banana."
That's memorable. Okay, second, where you're from. You can say, I'm from Brazil or I'm originally from India, but I live in Canada. If you move around a lot, choose the place that feels most relevant to the conversation.
And third, what you do. This could be your job, your studies, or even your main focus in life right now. For example, I work as a graphic designer, or I'm studying English at university, or even I'm a full-time parent.
So let's put it all together. If I were introducing myself in a simple, clear way, I could say, Hi, I'm Brain. I'm from the UK and I work as an English teacher.
And mine could be, "Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from the Philippines, and I'm a podcast co-host and language coach."
Notice how we keep it short, friendly, and easy to understand. No need to rush. No need to tell your life story, just the essentials.
Let's do a quick practice. I'll say an introduction. And you, Brain, tell me if it's clear and natural.
All right, I'm ready.
"Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from the Philippines, and I'm studying business management at university."
Perfect, clear, natural, and confident. Now let's try one with a small twist, maybe a bit more casual.
Okay, "Hey, I'm Anna. I'm from the Philippines, and I'm into photography."
Nice! That's great for informal settings, friendly, relaxed.
So here's the key. Start with these three basics: name, origin, role, and you can build from there later. It's like the foundation of a house. Without it, nothing stands properly.
Exactly. And after you master this basic structure, the next step is adding a personal detail to make your introduction more interesting and memorable.
Which is exactly what we'll talk about next.
So, once you've got the basics name, where you're from, and what you do, you can make your self-introduction more memorable by adding a small personal detail.
Right. And when we say personal detail, we don't mean your life story or your bank account number. Just something short and interesting that gives people a reason to remember you.
Exactly. Think of it as your fun fact. For example, you could mention a hobby. Hi, I'm Brain. I'm from the UK and I work as an English teacher. In my free time, I love hiking in the mountains.
Or a unique experience. "Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from the Philippines and I'm a language coach. I once lived in 3 different countries in 1 year."
That's impressive. And you see, when you share that little extra piece, it gives the other person something to ask about. If Anna says she lived in 3 countries, I'm immediately curious. Which countries? Why did she move?
Exactly. That's how a simple introduction turns into a conversation.
Here's another example. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm from Canada, and I'm a software developer. I'm also learning to play the guitar. Now, if the other person plays music or likes music, boom, you've found a connection.
Yes. But here's a quick warning. Don't overshare. For example, "Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from the Philippines. I'm a coach. I like baking. My cat's name is Luna. I watch Netflix every night, and my favorite color is blue." That's a bit much for the first 10 seconds. And if you're not sure what to share, think of something positive, light, and easy to talk about, like hobbies, travel, favorite food, or a recent achievement.
Yeah, you don't want your introduction to turn into a biography. Keep it short, one interesting detail is enough. So to recap, start with your basic structure, then add one extra detail to make it unique and memorable.
And in our next section, we'll look at how to adapt your introduction for formal situations like interviews and informal ones like meeting a new friend.
All right, now that you know the basics and how to add a personal detail, let's talk about adjusting your self-introduction depending on the situation, formal versus informal.
Yes, because you wouldn't introduce yourself to your new boss the same way you'd greet someone at a beach party.
Exactly. Let's start with formal introductions. These are situations like job interviews. business meetings, meeting your teacher for the first time, or speaking at an event. In these cases, your language should be polite, complete, and professional.
For example, in a formal setting, I might say, "Good morning. My name is Anna Lopez. I'm from the Philippines, and I work as a language coach specializing in helping professionals improve their English communication skills."
That's perfect, clear, professional, and to the point. Notice she used her full name, avoided slang, and gave a relevant detail about her work.
Yes, and in formal situations, you might also add a polite greeting before or after your introduction, like "It's a pleasure to meet you," or "Thank you for having me here today."
Now, let's switch to informal introductions. This is when you're meeting friends of friends, classmates, neighbors, or even chatting with someone while traveling. You can be more relaxed, use contractions, and maybe add a smile in your voice.
Like this: "Hey, I'm Anna. I'm from the Philippines, and I'm really into photography and coffee shops."
That feels friendly and open. Here's another example. Formal. Hello, my name is Brain Johnson. I'm from the UK, and I'm an English teacher. Informal. Hi, I'm Brain. I'm from the UK, and I teach English.
See the difference? In the informal version, you drop "my name is" for "I'm," and "I work" as for "I teach." It's shorter and feels warmer.
And here's a quick role play to show both styles. Scenario 1. Formal. You're at a job interview. Anna, interviewer. Please tell me about yourself. Brain, candidate. Good morning. My name is Brain Johnson. I'm from the UK, and I have over 10 years of experience teaching English to international students.
Nice, confident, and professional.
Scenario 2. Informal. You're at a cafe meeting a new friend.
"Hey, I don't think we've met. I'm Anna."
Hi, I'm Brain. I'm from the UK, and I'm obsessed with hiking and photography.
See? Same person, same name, but totally different style depending on the situation.
The key is to read the room, ask yourself, is this a formal setting or a casual one? And adjust your introduction to match.
Exactly. And next, we'll talk about introducing yourself when there's more than one person, like in a group or class setting. That's a little different, and we'll show you how to keep it short and clear.
All right, so we've covered formal and informal introductions. Now, let's talk about a slightly different situation, introducing yourself to a group.
Yes, this happens a lot first day in class, a training workshop, a community event, or even a Zoom meeting where everyone has to say a few words about themselves.
The key in group introductions is to keep it short and clear. You want everyone to understand you, but you also don't want to take too much time, especially if there are 20 other people waiting to speak.
Right. In this case, you can stick to the basics and maybe one personal detail if time allows. For example, "Hi, I'm Anna from the Philippines. I'm a language coach and I love traveling."
That's perfect, just enough information for people to remember you, without slowing the pace. Here's another example. Hello, I'm Brain from the UK. I'm an English teacher, and I enjoy hiking.
And here's a little trick when you're in a group. Speak a little louder and slower than you normally would. It helps everyone catch your name and details, even if they're sitting far away or the internet connection isn't great.
Yes, and make sure you smile or make friendly eye contact with different people in the group. That way, you connect with everyone, not just the person right in front of you.
Let's do a quick role play.
Hi everyone, I'm Brain from the UK. I teach English online and I'm really into photography.
Nice to meet you, Brain. I'm Anna from the Philippines. I coach professionals in English and I'm learning Spanish.
Notice how both of those introductions are short, clear, and still give a small personal detail to start a conversation later.
Exactly. And if you're ever nervous, just remember you're not the only one introducing yourself. Everyone else is in the same situation, so relax and enjoy it.
Up next, we'll talk about common mistakes people make when introducing themselves and how you can avoid them. Okay, now that we've talked about how to introduce yourself in different situations, let's cover some common mistakes people make and how to avoid them.
Yes, because even a simple introduction can go wrong if you're not careful. Mistake number 1, speaking too fast.
Oh, yes. Sometimes nerves kick in, and suddenly your introduction sounds like one long word. Hi, I'm Brain from the UK, and I teach English.
Exactly. Slow down. Pause after your name, after your country, and after what you do. That way, people have time to process what you said.
Mistake number 2, giving too many details. Remember, this is not your autobiography. You don't need to tell someone your childhood dreams, your entire career path, and your favorite pizza topping in the first 10 seconds.
Mistake number 3, poor body language. You could have perfect grammar, but if you're staring at the floor, crossing your arms, or mumbling, you'll come across as shy or uninterested.
Yes, stand or sit up straight. Make gentle eye contact, and this is important, smile. It instantly makes you more approachable.
Mistake number 4, pronunciation problems, especially with your name or country. If people can't understand these, the whole introduction falls apart. Practice saying them slowly and clearly, maybe even record yourself.
And finally, mistake number 5, not adapting to the situation. If you're at a formal event, you need a more professional tone. If you're at a casual party, you can relax.
So to recap, slow down, keep it short, use open body language, pronounce keywords clearly, and adjust your style to the situation.
And if you do make a mistake, don't panic. Just smile, correct yourself if needed, and keep going. Confidence is more memorable than perfection.
Next, we'll share some useful vocabulary and phrases you can use in your self-introduction to sound more natural.
All right, now let's give you some ready-to-use vocabulary and phrases for your self-introduction. These will make you sound more natural and confident.
Let's start with greetings. For formal situations, you can say, "Good morning, good afternoon, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me here today."
And for informal situations, try hi or hey. Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Next, when you share your name, you can say, formal, "My name is," or "I'm," informal, "I'm," or just "I'm," name.
For where you're from, I'm originally from, if you were born somewhere but now live somewhere else, I grew up in.
And for what you do, "I work as," "I'm," a job title, "I'm studying," "I'm currently learning."
Now, for adding that personal detail, here are some good starters. In my free time, I'm really into, I'm passionate about. One interesting fact about me is,
Let's give a full example using some of these phrases. Good morning, my name is Ana Lopez. I'm from the Philippines and I work as a language coach. In my free time, I'm really into photography.
or a casual one. Hey, I'm Brain from the UK. I teach English, and I'm passionate about hiking.
Here's a quick practice for listeners. Pick one greeting, one way to say your name, one way to say where you're from, and one personal detail. Put them together into your own introduction.
Perfect. And up next, Anna and I will share our personal tips for making introductions even stronger. All right, we've covered the steps, the phrases, and the mistakes to avoid. Now, let's share a few personal tips that have worked for us when introducing ourselves.
My first tip is simple. Smile. A genuine smile makes you instantly more approachable and helps the other person feel comfortable. Even if you're nervous, smiling sends a positive signal.
I like that. My tip is about eye contact, but gentle eye contact, not a staring contest. Look at the person you're speaking to for a few seconds, then naturally glance away. It shows confidence without being intimidating.
Another tip I love is use a short, memorable personal detail, something easy for the other person to remember you by. For example, I might say, "I'm Anna, and I'm a huge coffee lover." That's short, fun, and it gives them something to comment on.
Yes! And my last tip is practice before you need it. Don't wait until you're in a real situation. Practice your introduction out loud at home, maybe even in front of a mirror or with a friend, so it feels natural when it counts.
Exactly. A good introduction isn't about perfection, it's about connection.
And speaking of practice, our next segment is Anna's challenge for you to try at home. All right, listeners, it's challenge time. Are you ready to put everything we've talked about into action? This is your chance to practice and build confidence with your self-introduction.
Here's what I want you to do. Take 30 seconds and record yourself introducing who you are. Use the basic structure: your name, where you're from, what you do, and add one personal detail.
Don't worry about being perfect. Speak slowly, smile, and be yourself.
Once you've recorded it, listen back. Notice what sounds good and what you might want to improve. Then try again.
If you feel brave, share your introduction with a friend, family member, or even in the comments section below our video.
Remember, practice makes progress. The more you try, the easier it gets.
So grab your phone, hit record, and let's hear your best introduction.
We believe in you!
Hey everyone! Before we wrap up, Anna and I want to leave you with a little motivation.
That's right. Introducing yourself may seem simple, but it's actually a powerful moment. It's your chance to open the door to new friendships, new opportunities, and new experiences.
And remember, every expert was once a beginner. Nobody starts perfect. What matters is that you start, that you take that first step, and keep practicing.
Exactly. Even if you stumble over your words or feel nervous, that's okay. It shows you're trying, and that's brave.
Think of your introduction as your story's opening line. Make it count, but don't stress about making it perfect. The more you share, the more confident you'll become.
So go ahead, introduce yourself with pride, curiosity, and a smile. The world is waiting to meet you.
We're proud of you for being here and for taking this step in your English journey. Keep going. You've got this.
Thanks for listening, and remember, your introduction is just the start of something great.
All right, let's quickly review what we've learned today.
We started with the simple structure for introductions: your name, where you're from, and what you do.
Then, we talked about adding one personal detail to make your introduction more memorable and interesting. Plus, we covered common mistakes to avoid, like speaking too fast or sharing too many details.
We also learned how to adjust your introduction for formal and informal situations, and how to keep it short and clear in group settings. And we shared useful phrases and vocabulary you can use right now to sound natural and confident.
Finally, we gave you some personal tips and a fun challenge to help you practice at home.
Remember, your introduction is the first step to making connections in English, and with practice, you'll get better every time.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you feel ready to introduce yourself with confidence.
See you next time on the English Learning Podcast.
That's it for today's episode on how to introduce yourself. Thanks so much for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new lesson.
And please leave a review or comment. Your feedback helps us make the podcast even better.
Also, share this episode with your friends who want to improve their English.
Next week, we'll be talking about how to make small talk in English, so stay tuned.
Until then, keep practicing, stay confident, and keep speaking English every day. See you next time.